Hello everybody, Erin Zen Warrior signing in. I know it's been a few days. I've been doing a whole heap of things actually. I'm in a 40-day sadhana and it's kicking my ass. It's kicking my karma and it's changing my electromagnetic frequency quite a bit and it's quite hard. And I'm going to do it anyway. And it's really, really booting me at the moment. At the same time, this is a topic that often comes up for me, and I think I may have mentioned it in things here and there, but I was chatting with a friend of mine who's got a completely open head, which Ra always used to say that open heads are totally crazy, you know? And it's a crazy construct. There's nothing there that's certain or understand, like it's always grabbing for certainty, grabbing for understanding in the not self. And you know, in a not self world where people very much live in their white centers incorrectly instead of in their colored in centers correctly, and that's an interesting one when you're a reflector, and all your centers are white. This undefined mind, the undefined ajna, is something that's really fascinating to me because I am defined in the ajna. I'm not defined in the crown, but I am defined in the ajna, and I have the 4323, which I often refer to as the channel's channel. And a lot of people who have my channel, when they are certain, when they're really certain, they're certain either in the moment, which is a fine place to be certain because all moments are shifting and changing. So you can be certain in this moment, but the next moment, you can't be certain about the next moment, you know, because you're not in it yet. And so you can't feel it, you can't run it through your aura. I have a hindsight, so inner vision. So my certainty is often about the past, and I can be certain about something that I've put through my whole system. But the thing that I can be the most certain about is natural law. What's funny is someone with an undefined ajna, someone who is not here to be certain, can't be any of it correctly. And so it's really, really interesting when I hear people talk with certainty and absoluteness and they have an undefined ajna. Even if I haven't seen their chart, I can hear it because my channel, the 4323, is the inner ear. And so my mum has an undefined mind and she often falls into certainty. Why? We all want the safety of certainty. We all would like that. And that, I think, that's such an interesting question, you know, like, well, what can I be certain of in life? Death and taxes, I believe, is the only certainty you can really have. I think that's the truth. And I can observe natural law and I can have some awareness that there's truth in that. But if I have an undefined ajna, I'm not here to be certain. I'm here to be open-minded. Well, what does that really mean? It means that you are turning myself on to do not disturb because, of course, there's a million people texting me all. Being open-minded means this could work, that could work. Well, which one are you certain of? I'm not. And so I'm a 3-5. We're going to experiment. We're going to pivot when we need to. I'm a 1-3. Let's do some research, really check it out properly. Yep, both have weight for different reasons. What do we prefer? We'll try that first. You know, that's the lack of certainty in something. Is like, well, we're going to have to experiment to see what works, and we're going to use the rest of our design to determine what's the most appropriate in this particular situation. Oh yeah, but which is the correct one? Well, there's no fucking correct thing in the world anyway, right? Nothing is correct. There is no perfect life. There is no perfect decision. The closest you are going to get to a good decision is using your authority. And do you know what that means? If you are designed for uncertainty, stay the fuck out of it. Like, really. Because being certain is overriding your intuitive physical authority. And the desire to be certain when you are undefined in that ajna is a not self thing. And so, please, everyone, go run a chart and find out if you are undefined in the mind. Now, as someone with certainty, as someone with a defined ajna, I want to speak about what it is to be defined and how much notice you should actually take of us. So it really depends on the circuitry. My circuitry is knowing circuitry, and knowing circuitry to me really relates to another form of intuition, that which is just known. And also it relates to there's certain stuff that I'm absolutely certain about, which really has nothing to do with me. It's natural law. It's like attracts like, frequency attracts frequency. The reason that you are here is clearly to learn shit, because if you're not learning, you might as well be dead. Like, there's certain things I can rely on where I can see how my ability to trust in the unknown brings me magic, you know? And it's just like, well, these are natural laws. These are the laws of existence. These are not my laws. I mean, they are in the sense that I'm part of existence, but otherwise it's not me deciding something needs to be a certain way because that makes the most sense to me. It's just obvious. It just is. It's just known. But there's other types of certainty where people are very good at being analytical and pulling an argument apart. And so what they can be certain of is not that their point of view is correct, but that their perspective on the other person's argument is their argument has holes in it, you know? And these type of people that I'm talking about, they really have a circuitry that's very, very good at making holes in an argument, you know? So they can be like, yeah, that person doesn't have it all stitched up. That's where they can be certain. And oh, sorry, I had a wee break there, and the dog wants to come say hello. Hi, Maya. Hi there, little sweet. Sorry, my internet is really crappy for some reason, and it keeps breaking up, so I may need to restart this. But I talked to my parents, and, you know, there was a lot of certainty that came out of them that was really fucking negative, particularly from my stepdad. And he doesn't mean bad. It's just how he has become in his life with his dark level certainty. And it's like, why would you want to limit yourself like that? Why? I don't. I have a defined mind, and there's lots of shit that I will tell you. I'm like, well, today I think this, but hey, tomorrow shit changes, you know? And I can be very certain of things that have gone on in the past. I can be very amused by stuff that I've already got my hindsight, my inner vision clarity on. But I'm an emotional being, no truth in the now. Certain about what? Well, I can be certain about the natural law. And I can be certain about something that's been. And I can feel certain about what's happening without being really narrow on what that is. You know, my life right now is doing a massive upheaval. And I am certain that I'm being invited to expansion. And that's also a hope motivator's way of looking at things. And I can be certain that that's also why I'm looking at it that way. Or I can look at it like my life is imploding and shit's getting real and hard and all of those things. And it's like, in a way, it was always real and hard. And, you know, I just learnt to expand and move with it. And so, you know, certainty is a funny thing. And I recommend all of you, defined or undefined in the mind, be careful. But for those of you undefined in the mind, stay the fuck away from it. Like, really, certainty doesn't mean shit anyway. Your ability to navigate your world comes down to your authority, and your authority is going to tell you things that are totally against your certainty. You know, for me as an emotional being, there's a lot of things I'm really uncertain about because I just cannot make up my mind. I just cannot feel it out enough to enough clarity to be anywhere near certain. And most of the time I'm not. I'm like, well, this feels like the right answer. Are you sure? Not really, no. I really don't like having to make this decision because it's really unclear to me. Why? Well, because I'm an emotional being and there's no truth in the now ever. You know, there's just more data over more time. That's it.